Okay, this is Sunset Boulevard, and this is Poinsettia Place. And the reason why I'm here for you fans of one of the most funniest, hilarious movies of the 1960s, The Party, with Peter Sellers. And you guys all over the blogospheres have been obsessing, just like I was for years when I first saw the film in the mid-1970s, where exactly was the apartment where Harundi dropped off Michelle in that goofy-ass three-wheel Morgan, where Michelle in the movie apparently lived. Well, this apartment complex is at 1427 North Poinsettia Place. And thanks a lot for our fans. The building is still intact and it's still there. Although in the film, when you see that last shot, most of these apartments were all little houses. And as you can see, what they always do, they tear down everything and they put all these houses. The house, obviously the 13 million people that live here in Los Angeles County. Okay, another reason why I started this video with that song, Green Tambourine, is because it was on the Billboard charts in 1968 when The Party was released. It was actually released April 4th, 1968, and I'll give you a weird factoid. It was released on the day that Martin Luther King was assassinated. Okay, here it is, same color, when Harundi V. Bakshi drops off Michelle Monet. And when I first saw him dropping her off in that film, I said, what the hell is that? That three-wheeler car, man. Anyway, getting back to this, here it is, The Party, the last scene when Harundi drops off Michelle, 1427 North Poinsettia Place. And it was directed by Blake Edwards, and the script only had 63 pages, but the majority of the content in the film was improvised. So I think that's what made it such a cult classic. And I have to admit, when I saw that film, it was re-released. I saw it at the theater in the mid-70s. I got to admit, I've never seen a funnier, hilarious movie in my life. And here it is. Here's that angle where the last scene was shot from. And that, like I said, that's Sunset Boulevard. That's the Hollywood Hills. And if you know anything about Claudine Langey, she was married to Andy Williams, and she was convicted in 1977 of the negligent misdemeanor slaying of her boyfriend Spider Savage in Colorado, the Olympic skier. And here you go. You fans all over the blogosphere have been asking me all over where exactly this place was, and thankfully it's intact and the same color, like I said. And you have to admit, if that film wasn't as spontaneously improvised like it was, that movie probably wouldn't have ended up such a cult classic. Okay, and when I first saw this movie, I was obsessed. I said, man, I wish I knew where that apartment was, apartment building. Okay, so I just about covered everything, and that hilarious scene, the birdie num num scene with a macabre bird food, freaking hilarious, man. Okay, so there you go. And one more little bit for Peter Sellers. I didn't realize when he passed away he was only 54 in 1980, and I can't believe he was that young. And I remember when Being There had just been released in December of 1979, and he lived about 6 months later he died, or 7 months later he died in July of 1980. So wherever you're at, Peter, thank you for that hilarious, amazingly funny movie, and all the other movies that you ever did in your career. I think each one of them are hilarious and great and fantastic. And hope you're in a better place, Peter. And okay, please subscribe to my channel. As you guys know, I do a lot of cultural 1960s popular culture, about movies from that time and songs from that time. Okay, here you go, another shot from the film location of The Party. And like I said before, 1427 North Poinsettia Place. Okay, thank you very much for taking this trip down cinematic memory lane.